Hi, this is Mimi with FND. I'm having a decent day today. I did get flared up yesterday when I went to Walmart, but I needed some groceries and stuff. So I wanted to show you what my daughter and I decided to do for her dog grooming business. For accessories, we are making reversible bandanas, simple ones, very simple, where all it takes is just some cutting, sewing, and reversal ironing, and then a little sew at the end. But here are our Halloween ones. We've got different sizes, and they actually just tie around the neck, and these glow in the dark. This side does, and this side glows in the dark, but you see the 4 different fabric patterns we have. And instead of continuing the last few I have with my black thread because I ran out on my bobbin, I will show you that we are about to make boy, girl. Here's our cutout fabric. I'm going to organize them and straighten them around and get them in a pile so I can just grab and sew, grab and sew, grab and sew, grab and sew. And then after I'm done grabbing and sewing, then I pull them inside out. So yeah, they have to be facing each other. But let me grab those and into a pile, and I will show you when I'm ready to start sewing. Okay, I'm back. First, I'm going to show you how I clean the machine after a day's worth of constantly sewing. You're just going to unscrew these little screws at the bottom of your feeder to take this metal plate off. Always make sure you keep your screws close. And your sewing machine should come with a little tool that helps you do it. I just loosen it enough to unscrew it with my finger. You take this metal plate off. Look over in here, make sure there's... And your machine, if it doesn't come with like a little brush to clean out the lint, you might want to get one. Another thing you might want to be able to do, see I have a lot of lint in there. I keep these paper towels next to me. I'm gonna wipe it down in there. It's kind of mixed up with some of the oil because when you oil your machine, this is about the area that I found online, because new machines, good luck. They're not going to come with a manual. I don't understand why so many things nowadays are not coming with the manuals, but you have to find it online and then print it off. Then you just want to keep all that lint from your material from accessing all the parts in here, because then it will start bogging down, sucking up your material. And then there's this little piece right here that's metal. You gotta slide it up under it and set it down in here. This is the way that the Singer patchwork machine works, so that it can bring the bobbin in. So that basically is done there. And you just put everything back. I just oiled it yesterday. I don't feel like I need to oil it again. I might do it the next time I clean it. So you just tighten them with this little doohickey here. It's a weird little screwdriver they come with. And then I'm going to show you how I fill a bobbin, because I'm getting ready to change thread for these doggy bandanas I'm using. Okay, you might hear that pitter-pattering of my dogs and my daughter's dogs. I'm at my daughter's house right now. My dad and stepmom were going out of town. They're leaving tomorrow. So I came to my daughter's a little early because my daughter starts her new mobile grooming business with her husband. Today, he's helping her with baths and teaching her how to back up her trailer. So That's kind of exciting. And this is part of why we were making these. So here's my white with the boys. I think I want to use my natural color. So you'll get your thread ready, pull it out.
No, excuse me. Most of my Republican allies had said I was great in the debate. You
There.
like,
So new thread came and it was tightly wrapped around this rim right here to protect it from getting all loose at the store. This is a new thread. I'm going to pop these before I stick them on my machine. And let's see, can you see where this is at? Yeah. So I have a thread cap to hold this on my thread. I'm going to stick this down and cap it off to push it down, make sure it's down tight so that the thread comes off nice and easy. I have 2 loose bobbins. Where's my other bobbin? I had 2 loose ones. I usually keep 2 filled. Oh, there it is. Stuck in my scissors. I usually keep 2 filled as I can quickly, when I run out of bobbin thread, then I can quickly switch over to the other one. Excuse the dogs. Trash is here. So then I'm also going to run this behind this little hook here, and then it's going to go to this piece right here. Hold that thought. Okay. Whoa, sorry. Okay, I was going to show you how to do this bobbin. So I have your little bobbin wheel. I thread it through the little hole on top. Stick it on here, this top part right here. You push it over, and I got my presser foot, and then I just start letting it wind. Once it's wind some, I just snip off the top, like that. And that way, that little piece doesn't get all, and just push your presser foot down and it'll do the work. Sometimes you just guide it a little bit if it seems like it's off. You want it to be even. Yeah, there. You just want it to be filled up evenly so that when you're sewing, it comes out evenly. And it doesn't cause less risk to having it clog up or getting a big knot. So I'm using a natural color so that will go with pretty much all the colors that I'm using. For the boy fabric, and then we have girl fabric, and then we have seasonal fabric, so far the Halloween one, and then she does have some fabric for fall and Christmas, but we haven't cut that yet. It's been like a full day of cutting yesterday with all of this stuff, and then what I did with Halloween, I sewed them together. So I'm getting ready to do the male-female fabric. Just picked out some cute fabrics. And you want to do this like almost like an assembly line. You do one thing at a time. Well, it was 2 of us together, so she was helping me with cutting. I showed her how to cut after we made our patterns, and then I did all the sewing because she doesn't know how to run a machine. She does things that I don't know how to do, so. And it kind of hurts my back, and if I get so flared up with my back, then it's going to flare up my FND symptoms. Which actually happened yesterday. We cut. I was sewing, and then we had to kind of take a break. We had a Walmart order to go pick up. And you just cut this off. You're gonna lay in your bobbin with the thread out, and then you're going to A lot of people don't know how to thread a machine. So you're going to use the two guides in the back, the little metal piece, and then come up through this little piece here. Then you're gonna bring it down and around and up. And then you're gonna see where this piece right here that just comes out, that's where you need to hook your thread into, and make sure there's a little spot that you'll see has a hook. And then I bring down enough that I'm going to make sure my needle's up all the way so that my threader, my self threader works. And the self threader, you kind of just wrap around the edge. And like I said, they don't give you a manual to teach you these things. So it goes around this edge and these two edges, and then once you let go, it draws it through. So you see the little, probably see that I've got now, got a piece through. I'm gonna pull the thread through it. Okay, got it through, and then I'm gonna run it down through my presser foot hole. And then I'm gonna turn the knob to let the needle go down, and it will pull up my bobbin. And you see a little loop. You'll want something like a pair of scissors or your seam ripper or something small to be able to just swipe it. You're just swiping it and bringing it through like that. At this point now, I'm going to put on my bobbin cover. I like the new ones. It's not as super sturdy, so you need to be careful with that part. But the fact that you can see through them, sorry, dogs are a little aggressive right now. You can see through it so you know when your bobbin's getting low, so it can prepare you. But this is what I've been doing as far as the sewing goes. Whoa, I'm sorry. Yeah, crazy. I've got this tied up, so if I move my chair, it's my phone holder. It bounces around with it, so I'm sorry about that. Let me grab some cute material here. So you can see I do my material facing each other, wrong sides facing each other. I'm not gonna do that because it's two sides. Do this one. Okay, here we go. I think, let me grab it. I have it all ready here, except for I saw the top ones in it. So here we have some football and all-American football. She's got some cute little material here. I'm gonna do the face sides. I had them all prepped, but I see that I had a top set that wasn't. She did kind of cut some of these off a little bit, but as long as you get the bottom part, if you're making the triangles, the bottom part is where they need to meet the most. And then you could compensate for that part that's off. So what I have been doing is I want to make sure I'm doing a zigzag stitch because it happens to be a little bit at a 3 sturdier, and might need to trim off some of this. I'm going to trim off some of that, so. Yeah, she got in a hurry last night. This was the last she did, was the boys. So she was in a little bit of a hurry. So you can see I'm trimming to make this a little bit more even. It's not gonna, it doesn't have to be exact. Oh boy, I got it off because I was going. And typically you'd lay it on the table, but my table's a mess, and if I get up, it's going to wiggle the phone, my camera on the phone. So this now will probably have to be the size of a small dog, or extra small. Hey, boys. And I'm gonna sew, with this one, I'm gonna sew as close as I can to the edge. Because then, it won't be so tiny. So I'm gonna start with the long side. And I'm gonna go about halfway, close to halfway, not necessarily the full halfway. I'm gonna get over to as close as the edge I can. And I'm just gonna sew along the edge with my zigzag stitch. That way I'm not losing a bunch of material when I turn it inside out and it matches the themes, or seams, sorry. So once you get to the end, you're gonna stick your material, or needle into the material, lift up your presser foot, turn it, and then you don't even have to take anything, like you don't even have to go off the edge. Like you don't have to take anything out of the machine. Keep going. The zigzag stick close to the edge gives me more room. If I feel like she cut this too small, then it won't be overly small. Because what she does is, back up a little bit. What she does is tie them on. So I'm gonna lift it like that and turn it. We're going down the other side now. And I'm going to turn it again one last time. And you'll see that it's probably a little off. The material seems a little off. But I'm not going to close it all the way up because I need to be able to bring that material through. So I'm just going to go. And you'll see where you've started. But you want to leave an opening. That way you can turn your material the other way. And I have a slicer for the thread in the back. I just pull back and it slices the thread off. So if you see the material, I have this opening here so that it can go like this. But I've been doing these, like I said, if you're doing a mass quantity of anything, you'll want to do maybe one whole day of cutting, one whole day of sewing. And if you do have any type of item that you are having to do reversible to turn it inside out, you'll want a day of maybe just doing that. Or if you need a break of what you're doing, make mad quantities of it and take a break from, if you have more like I had, sit down for a little bit and do this. So this being a triangle shape, I want all the corners to come out. See, sometimes I use a little pen, gadget. This pen is a snap pen. I have it closed because I don't want to poke the hole through it from the ink pad, but if I go like this, it's going to bring that corner through. You can use anything that fits in there that's small enough to get the corner to come through. There we go. A little bit of tuck. Little bit of a tuck there. Get it out as much as you possibly can without ripping your seams. Make sure each corner looks good. Each corner looks good there. And then one last corner, because there's only 3 corners, it's being a triangle. Okay, so then it looks like this. And then what you do is you'll press it. And then once you're done pressing it, you'll come back and close this. For me, what I would do is make sure they're folded in about equal to all the other ones. And I'm just gonna do a teeny tiny stitch to close where the opening is. And this one, I'm not gonna zigzag. I'm just gonna do a regular. Oops. I gotta change this to a regular stitch. Like I said, I would press it first, but I'm not gonna do that right now this minute. But if you see, this is about the area that is, I'm just gonna go over both of those. So if I go like this, hold down my thread to get this started. I go forward a little bit. And then I'm going to, mine you have to turn backwards for back stitching. So I'm just going to back stitch over what I just did. So it's, make sure it's good and firm. And then I'm going to keep this nice and tight, so that whenever I do actually press it, it's not going to, but I'm going over the seam where I was. And I'm going to back stitch again. Oops, back stitch, turn the opposite direction. And then this is closed. Now, I did order some tags to put on our, just for people to see that this was hand sewn. Did I get the whole thing? Nope, I didn't. So since I didn't get the whole thing, I'm just gonna run back over. You'll see. Put this back down. I'm gonna go a little further. Now I'm gonna back stitch to ensure that seam is gonna stay shut and it won't come out. And then forward stitch just a little bit more and lift up. Okay, so when I actually, I'm gonna trim off some of this. When I actually get our tags, this is where we'll put our tag. If it seems to be a bad spot, you can always start in a different spot. Depends on where you want to put your tags at. Get all this excess off. Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like. And we don't have a small tiny dog like this. I mean, we have the wieners, but this is tiny. So what you're gonna do, it's gonna be a tiny dog. You would just, I mean, there's other ways you can do it. You could sew these together, which I've done before, and if the dog's head fits through there, it's not a big deal, and it can be reversible. So that's for a little boy dog. That'll be for a little teeny tiny tyke. I think it's probably easier if they're sewn together here. I just feel like it's, I might have to do that with these little ones. I'm gonna talk to my daughter about it. But then it's not too tight on their neck, just slips right over their head. Usually most small dogs have a small enough head that it slips right through. It does have some give to it. It's not like elastic, but it is cotton. It does have some give, so you can just pull it through it, stick their little head on, and they can wear it down below their chest or back behind their back. Or they can have it reversed. All American football. Little popsicles, all American popsicles. So that is what it's like as we're making these bandanas for dogs. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Ew, must say. We're trying to build a channel, YouTube channel. So you're gonna see tons of different content. Anything from FND news to what I do, including my symptoms. I've posted my symptoms, and things that I do, that I'm capable of doing when I'm not flared up. And I have to, the thing is sometimes I don't get a warning sign that lets me know that I'm doing too much that's gonna cause a flare. So sometimes what I do is set a timer, and in that timer, I'll get up and I'll stretch, walk, eat, whatever it is, maybe even lay down, take a nap, and then go back again to what I'm doing, and reset a timer again. So it also depends on if I'm doing something inside versus outside. Outside, my time is very limited, especially here in Florida where it's incredibly hot. And let me see if I can talk to you like this. Let me take this off. Where it's incredibly hot outside and heat is super triggering. So my timer literally is like 5 minutes or no more than 10 max. It depends on, the day. It's been incredibly hot lately. So like I was pulling weeds. So it depends on what I'm doing and as far as how much time I need to be outside. But like pulling weeds, 5 minutes in this heat, and that's it. Because if I do more than that without paying attention, poof, next thing I know, I'm flared and I'm ruined for the rest of the day, and then I can't do anything else that I want. And look at my glasses. Soon, these glasses have been glued for almost a year. A few times, that is. Almost a year. I got these a year ago in August, and then they broke in September. I was so furious. And I contacted the eye doctor, and they wouldn't refund anything. They wouldn't replace any, like I'd have to pay big time, and I couldn't afford it because I just got these glasses. So I have an eye appointment on the 25th, so it'll be time for new glasses. Maybe while I'm shopping, I'll ask you guys, see if I can do a live, see what your opinions are. But anyways, I thought I'd share this all with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and there will be more content like this. So please, what we're trying to do is get the channel monetized so that we can truly become a nonprofit organization, a little unique, different one, where the members are the ones that help run things, and we are going to help gather maybe used medical equipment that's still in decent shape, that's usable still, and send those to people in need: wheelchairs, walkers, shower heads, toilet seat handles or lifts, because some toilets are too low and it's hard to sit down on it. Shower handrails, and then as we gather, even if it's used, maybe even have businesses donate that make these things, because they'll be going for a good cause. And like I said before, if you haven't caught on to some of our other stories on YouTube, another thing we're attempting to do is, it's incredibly difficult. We have some members right now that if I could help them in this fashion, I would so do it. But in between disability, this is at least in the U.S. I don't know how the process is for some of our members out of the U.S. that are in international areas. But in the U.S., it takes a very long time to get disability approval. And you can't work when you have such extreme cases like ours. Like in the beginning, like I couldn't walk or talk for over 6 months, and then it took then it slowly, as I had therapy, came back, but it wasn't like it just poof and miraculously came back on its own like my old normal self. It was a process still even after that. I was finally able to take a few steps away from the walker, but my dad said I looked like a sandhill crane when I walked, which we had our humor. So it still was a process. And now that I'm able to, I probably can talk and walk normally daily, but I'm also can be flared up daily, which means if I'm really tired at the end of the day or even in the afternoon, I got a flare up coming. And then literally my voice is usually the last thing to ever come back, and that usually is the next morning. So what we're trying to do here is people that are trying to get disability, they have to wait a very long time. And when they're in between, their job and waiting some other source of income, it's a struggle. They end up losing things, having to move back in with family. I mean, all sorts of stuff. Sell a lot of stuff. They do what they can. And my goal is, as we become a nonprofit organization, to be able to have some funding available in the group or organization, have some funding available where we can take applications for financial assistance, where it's going to be like 0 to very, 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 very minimal interest rate because of it being nonprofit, very minimal. But we like to see pay it forward type of thing. And so I'd like to be able to have small application or financial applications for people to be able to get the money they need for things that they need: food, rent, utility bills, whatever it may be. So that being said, with your subscribing and sharing and the more views you see with our videos, the more you're helping us out. And that's all it takes. Like, the more you help us build this channel, the quicker I'll be able to obtain a revenue to be able to go get the attorney and the accountants and then get a board developed and get this nonprofit going and running off the ground. Once it's running off the ground, I think it'll be a lot more easier for us to obtain the things that we want or need for the business to grow. With contacting, you know, other companies and asking them for donations, or looking around garage sales or whatever it may be, posting on Facebook for things that we're needing for, like I said, medical equipment, because, you know, somebody that may pass away or something, the loved ones have maybe a collection of things that somebody's disabled that we could really use. And, you know, if this goes further than FND, that goes further than FND, because we don't have, it's not like a discrimination thing, but this is based on most of us having FND, functional neurological disorder. So I hope that gave you a little tidbit of information. And please, like I said, like, subscribe, watch, share, do all of the above. It helps make a difference with us in our FND world, in our nonprofit organization. And I will be putting out videos of various random things that I do when I'm capable of doing them. And I'm hoping to generate a little bit of income on some things like these dog bandanas. And I make doggy treats too. I'll do another video on that someday, but it's too much today. So anyways, I just wanted to share that all with you. I love you all. You have a great, blessed day, and we'll see you soon.